Merci pour cette année. Bravo à toi de nous avoir supportés. On t'aime très 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 fort. Tu vas me manquer super fort. Tu vas partir, mais on t'oubliera jamais. Je vais penser à toi tous les jours. Bonnes vacances.
Hi Derek, I just finished my language assistant program and I don't know what to do next. Come to think of it, how did you end up applying for uni? Relax. You know why? Because I got you. Well, thank you. Thank you. Hey yo, come look at this. Hello guys, bonjour à tous et à toutes, bienvenue dans ma chaîne YouTube. Et aujourd'hui, on va aborder le sujet de comment devenir étudiant en France après avoir passé votre séjour en tant qu'assistant de langue. So, in this video, we are going to talk about how do you turn from being a language assistant after a contract to a student. So let's get into it.
My name is
Derek Otieno Omondi. I'm from Kenya. I'm 23 years old. I'm currently studying a bachelor's degree in anthropology at the University of Toulouse. I'm in my second year. And I transfer from the University of Nairobi to Toulouse. The first step, déposer la candidature sur e-Candida. So you're going to deposit your application on e-Candida. The second step, you're going to do the online registration. And this online registration, the first thing includes paying for the student contribution. It's called CVEC, VEC. Then afterwards, you'll do inscription administrative, registration. That's where you're going to pay the school fees. Then step 3, which is the last step, is ONT. ONT stands for, I'll link it up here, is your student portal. In the student portal, two things. The first thing is inscription pédagogique. You're going to register your units, look at the units you want to do. Then the last thing on ONT is to deposit any other required documents for verification. Now, it's April 30th. It's the end of your contract. You're just from your last holiday. So what do? Do you go back home, apply to these universities, wait for their response, and come back as a student? Or do you stay in France, apply for a titre de séjour, and start your studies in September? For me, I went back home, which I found that process to be easier. But let's look at this scenario. Usually, for you to transfer your credits, the application window is usually opened in the month of April. Most campuses open in the month of April. As for me, I did apply to 3 universities: University of Bordeaux, Lyon, and Toulouse, which I'm currently in. Toulouse was the first university to open the application window, which was from 3rd of April, I think, 3rd of April up to 18th May. Lyon, they opened their application window from 18th May up to 16th June. So the period is usually 1 month. If your contract ends in 30th April and your visa expires the end of May, even if you apply, there's still a window of application and you're supposed to wait for their response, which usually takes 1 month. So you see how technical it is to stay in France and do your application and wait for your application. So the best thing that I think is just to go back home. But for me, this is how my process went. On that, when University of Toulouse opened the application first, I did apply there. Then I waited for University of Lyon, which was a month later, which was from 15th May to June 16th. I applied, same course. Then, as at that time, I had renewed my language, not renewed, but I had extended my language assistant program for 2 more months. So I had not titre de séjour, what's the name? I had récépissé for 2 months. Some people, when you extend your contract, you end up getting a récépissé, which is a longer period. So maybe this is one thing you can do. Okay, that aside, let's now get into what's this platform, eCandida. eCandida basically is a platform that every French university has. I don't know about the private universities, but I think for public they do have. This platform is to enable you to apply to that particular university as a second year and above, which means if you are applying to join a particular French university from first year, you're supposed to go through another method which is called Parcoursup, I think. But if you want to join from second year or from third year, you're supposed to go through the eCandida platform. This is how the platform looks like. There are 2 ways to access the platform, the eCandida platform. The first way is to go through the university website. Here you'll have already identified the course that you want to do. In my case, anthropology. Just below, they have written, you apply via eCandida. So you just click the link and access it. Same to third year. The second way is via Google search. You just need to write eCandida and the university that you want to go to. For instance, the University of Lyon. Down below, you have the eCandida platform for that particular university. You use my password and access the platform. This is how it looks like. On the left corner, the first thing, you cannot access the candidature down below here. You cannot apply for that course until you have filled your biodata, your personal information. So here you'll fill your personal information, just the way I've done so. But there's one particular thing maybe you need to know, the INE. INE stands for Identification Nationale d'Étudiant, which is a national identification number for students. I think all the French students have this number and they get it from high school. You will not have this number. So this part you just skip. Do not fill that place. However, you'll get the INE number when you have been accepted into the university. There is a website that you'll access and get the number. The next thing is address. Here you fill your address, preferably in France, where maybe they can send you their mails or whatever. So if you'll be going back home, maybe you can use the address of your prof référent. The third part is baccalaureate. Baccalaureate is your high school certificate. Exam. When you come to, assuming you are applying, the first thing you fill out the date that you obtained and in Kenyan context it's KCSE. Then the second part, this is a bit tricky because we have different terminologies here. You don't know what word do you use to say your high school certificate, your foreign certificate, in this case KCSE. The title is usually titre étranger admis en équivalence, your foreign certificate, which is equivalent to the French system, which is bac. Sometimes the word can change to baccalauréat étranger admis en équivalence. Here you'll write your score. Is it very good? Is it average? Then the country of where you sat for the exam. Then you save. Then the fourth step is cursus interne. This place you are not concerned because it's for students who have already been to the University of Toulouse or to that particular university. You'll skip that part and move to step number 5. Step number 5 is your campus right now. So you are transferring credits from University of Nairobi or Kenyatta University in Kenya. Here, let's assume that you are applying for the first time. You'll write the country, the year of obtention. Here you'll write your likely year that you'll graduate, which it doesn't matter, just put you'll fill out that place. Then formation. In this formation you have to understand the bac thing. Bac plus 3 means in France the system is for a degree it's 3 years. It's called licence. Bac plus 4 in Kenya we usually do 4 years for a degree. So in this case you'll put bac plus 4. Here you put libellé et niveau de la formation. Here you put your current year. So in Kenya you are in maybe doing Bachelor of Education and you are in 3rd year. If it's in 3rd year you just write L2, L3. If it's 2nd year you write L2. Then obtenu. Have you already gotten the graduated? No. If not yet, you write en cours. Then your score, your average score by your transcripts. How do you think your score is? Then you come to the stage. If you have done any internship work, if you have done any stage, yes, if you have done stage, you fill out here. Then expérience professionnelle, your professional experience. If you have worked in any organization, if you have done any charity work, put all of those things and you give a brief description. For instance, there's a time I worked as a teacher of French. So you put the duration and you explain briefly. I was in charge of teaching theater activities and taking kids for competition in Kenya Music Festival, all those. Then after filling all these parts is when you have access to the candidature. Now, this is the most important part, and you have to be very careful to get all the steps right. And so let's look at it. For the candidature, assuming you have not yet applied, for me it was already accepted, but nouvelle candidature. When I click nouvelle candidature, as you can see here, there are many courses that you can apply to. For now, when I just go to the farthest right corner, they have not yet released the dates of application. Normally it's April, as I had indicated to you earlier. So for instance, you can do any course. Licence is bachelor's degree, master's is master's. So if sciences de langue, you come here, licence 2, licence 3. So do you want to join 2nd year or do you want to join 3rd year? So you can apply to several courses from this list. If I open my application, this is what you're required to have. These documents vary from different universities. Some universities may require like only 4. Others will require you to have other documents. Now let's look at the first document is your pièce d'identité. So you can have your passport, your national ID card, but preferably passport is the best thing to submit. Then the second thing is relever des notes dans l'ensemble de cursus post-bac. This is your academic transcripts. These transcripts need to be translated, all of them, by a certified translator. Preferably Alliance Française is the best shot. And they need to be stamped. A CV, write a CV. I sent my CV in French, and now let's look at the most important part of your application, your lettre de motivation. This is where you sell yourself. I feel this is something that will determine whether you're going to this campus or not. You have to write, you should sell yourself, sell your projects, sell your desire to learn in that institution. The other thing that you're required is autre justificatif. Here you can attach any other things that you have done, certificates that you have had, activities that you have done. Show them that you are all round. If you have done any, be it community work, theater activities, attach them there. Then attestation de niveau B2 en français. Make sure you have a B2. If possible, try and do a C1 exam. Last thing, which was particular because I was not asked by University of Lyon, is programme de cours suivis à l'université. They need a course outline of your course outline, and this course outline should precise the number of hours of units per semester and the time that your classes start, something like that. For instance, if you look down here, we have the units that I have: introduction to linguistics, 40 hours per semester, physical anthropology, 45 hours per semester. So you might be required to have this document. One thing you need to know about transcripts is ECTS. ECTS basically is the total number of points that enables you to transfer credits to maybe joining second year or third year. These points are calculated by the number of hours of the units that you have done the whole semester, and it's divided by a certain number. So to make it into a simpler context is, for first year, normally the total number of ECTS is 60, around there. So first semester, 30 ECTS, second semester, usually 30 ECTS. So if you want to join from second year, you need around 60 ECTS. Yeah, and that's it. That's how you do it. From top to bottom, send your application, wait for your response in a period of 1 month, and we move to the next step. But alert, you may encounter some few problems. The first thing is you might get an email after sending your application that your dossier est incomplet. Your document is incomplete. So when this happens, this happens when you have submitted maybe the wrong document, or you have not translated a particular document. Keep in mind, all the documents need to be translated. When you get that email, basically you go back to your eCandida platform, upload that required document, and that's it. The second problem that you might encounter is the university emailing you, telling you that you should apply via Campus France. Now this is a dilemma because mostly Campus France deal with people applying for the first time, like joining first year. They are not concerned with transferring credits. So what do? You are supposed to liaise with the Campus France officer, tell that person that you are applying via eCandida, and they just need to clarify for that particular university that they usually deal with first-time applicants and not transferring credits. So I had encountered that problem because this was not my first time applying to a French university. I actually did it in 2020, then to University of Lyon. Then that's when I got this problem, and that's what I did. then I moved on well, and I got accepted, which I withdrew because of different reasons. So do that. And because another thing that happens when you, because normally when you look at the website of that particular university you're applying to, they're saying les étudiants extra-européens doivent faire leur demande sur études en France. Basically, for all non-European students, we are supposed to apply via Études en France platform, a different platform which is not eCandida. So the thing that happens when you go through this platform is the course you are looking for, you might not find it. So what you usually do is just go through the eCandida, then afterwards, when you are accepted, you'll open an Études en France platform, add that course that you have been accepted in, and do the Campus France interview, go to the visa office, get your visa, and come as a student. So this will be, I'll explain it in detail in the last episode of this video. So for the first episode, c'est fini!